Hello my beautiful friends, welcome to another video. Today I want to tell you the best thing I've ever learned to allow the energy of money and money in general to flow in, okay? And this is also something that I've just started to apply to my entire life, and it has been absolutely life-changing. So I spent I spent a lot of my life struggling financially, or at least feeling like I was struggling financially. I grew up with parents who both were always worried and stressed about finances, as a lot of us do. And so I spent a lot of time in college in building a career and trying to do everything I could to be financially secure while I was also, doing something that I loved. However, once I decided to start traveling the world and really follow my heart, there was this question of, now what do I do for a living? I had a whole career that I had built that was specifically in Los Angeles. I was a filmmaker, and I started doing some travel documentaries, but still that wasn't enough to sustain me long term. And we had a pandemic, we had a strike in the union in the movie industry, and so it was just this thing that was back to back, kind of pulling my work down. And so there was about a year of my life where I did absolutely everything I can, and I'm sure you totally relate. And none of it made sense as to why nothing was working out. I applied for every single job. And I was having all of these weird bills, all of these weird things happening. My debit card got stolen a bunch of times and money came out of my account. I had got weird illnesses that I had to go and spend all this money at the hospital for. All of these random things that made absolutely no sense, okay, kept happening to me, and I kept trying to get ahead and nothing was working. And so I spent about a year really, 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 really struggling and in a lot of stress, just so much stress. And I remember continuously asking the universe and God, or whatever you want to call it, just like, why? Like, what did I do to deserve this? Why am I so unworthy? Why is this happening? I was so mad. I was so frustrated. Why can't I get out of this? Doing everything I can, beating myself up. I'm telling myself, well, I must not be doing enough. I must not be making enough. I must not be trying harder and harder, putting all my time and effort, and it was only making things worse, okay? And so I was in this cycle again and again and again. And a lot of times what I've come to realize is that when we're in these loops, in these cycles, what's actually happening is the universe is just continuing to make us go through the same thing until we finally can see the lesson, until we can finally understand what is trying to be shown to us. Okay, and at this point in my life, I was starting to really have this growing desire to share myself more authentically with the world as a psychic, as a healer. I had been traveling, I had been studying all of these healing modalities, but the same worthiness topics that were making me doubt whether or not I was worthy of money and success were the same worthiness topics that was making me feel like I was doubting, well, maybe people aren't going to like the authentic me, or maybe I don't know enough to be a healer, or all of these things. But my heart, my soul inside me was calling and was like, go, okay? And so all of these worthiness topics, all of these loops. Finally, I got to this point where, after many, many, many moments being on my hands and knees, crying, praying, curled up in my bed, so stressed, beating myself up, just like, what did I do to deserve this? What did I do wrong? Why isn't this working? I almost felt like the universe had abandoned me during that time. I remember having a conversation with a friend, and she was so optimistic, so like, oh, I'm so supported, and the universe is always supporting me. And it made me realize, like, I used to be like that. What happened? Like, why why did I think that the universe had abandoned me? Like, and I was realizing in that moment that I truly believed that. I truly believed that the universe had abandoned me throughout this year, and I was alone and suffering all on my own, and that it was just nowhere to be found, and it had left me, it abandoned me, and obviously that meant something was wrong with me. I had done something wrong. I wasn't doing enough, trying enough, all of the worthiness topics that we can have. And I dive more into that specific, the worthiness topic, in my money blocks video, which feel free to check that out if that feels like something is really hitting in your heart. There's a healing process and such there. And so as I came to realize, like, wow, I was thinking that the universe had just abandoned me, it made me kind of open up and be like, okay, what if I try to call the universe back in? What if I try to work with the universe, God, however you want to call it? What if I try to work with it again? Rather than pushing it away because I don't feel worthy or because I'm angry at it for abandoning me, what if I try to connect with it more? And in that process, I finally kept getting beaten down. Things kept not working, and I finally had this breaking point, this turning moment. And I honestly don't even know what caused it. I think it was just an aha moment where it all fucking clicked. And I was like, I surrender. I give up. The way that I am going about this problem is no longer working. It hasn't been working for a year. This is why I've been in this loop. This is what the universe has been trying to show me, is that my beliefs around how I make money, how I go about my purpose, how I build my business, how I'm worthy, how I show up in the world, those beliefs and the ways I was doing those things were not fucking working. And the universe was actually doing me a favor. Get this, because if I would have built my business and created with those old beliefs, with those old tactics, I would have probably gone down the wrong path for maybe decades. And so by the universe making me suffer for that 1 year, it was not that it had abandoned me. It was actually that it was always right there with me. It was actually doing what was in my best interest, because it was trying to get me to wake up, trying to get me to see something. And finally, in that moment where everything clicked and I surrendered, I saw it. I saw that I was originally trying to grow my business and build my entire life based on how much money I could attain, how much money I could have. And a older friend said something really, really wise to me just yesterday. She's 75 and an incredible woman. She's had an incredible life, traveled all over, all these things. And she said to me that people nowadays base their success of their life based on how much money they've made in their life. However, in her generation, her growing up, your life was successful based on whether or not you lived an interesting life. And that was just so profound to me. I was like, wow, this whole idea of our life being successful based on how much money we have is actually not the way it's always been. It's not the way that it always will be. It's just one snippet of time in a way that we measure ourselves. And there's other options. This is the thing I love about traveling, is that you see other ways of life, other cultures that are just doing things totally different, things that you wouldn't even imagine could be done differently. People are just living their lives every day differently. And it just really makes you realize that you have a choice. You have a choice of how you live your life, what your beliefs are, how you show up, what you do, where you live. All of it is your choice, okay? And obviously this video is about how to bring money in. So in no way, shape, or form am I demonizing money or think that money is a bad thing. That's a whole nother topic of whether or not, like, a lot of us think that wanting money makes us bad people, okay? That is not what I'm saying. Money is an energy exchange, okay? And it is a beautiful energy, and there's nothing wrong with wanting it. But if it becomes our one and only priority, if it becomes our main priority, even maybe our top 3 priorities as to why we live our lives the way we do, we will never attain it. Or if we do, it's through so much suffering. It's because we are piling rocks on top of our heads, and then we're shoving our way up the mountain, and then we're almost doing it out of pride and ego at that point. Like, you told me I couldn't, so I'm gonna suffer so deeply until I make a lot of money. And the people that get to the top of that mountain, they get there and they turn back and they look around and they realize there's more lost than ever. They're more exhausted and confused and feeling more empty than ever. But they're even more confused because they don't know why they went in this direction that they thought they were meant to, that was going to bring them fulfillment. And they suffered so hard and long along the way that it's so hard to realize that that wasn't the thing that brings fulfillment, okay? And so again, I'm coming to a point, I swear, and it is about bringing money in, okay, and releasing those blocks around it. But so, and back to my story of my 1 year when I finally hit a breaking point and I surrendered, I had realized that originally my driving life force was around how much money can I make? How successful can I be in my business? Which again is like, how big can it grow? How much money can I make? How much fame, and not fame, what's the word I'm looking for? Influence can I create with my business? Which doesn't mean maybe I'm talking to the world, but just like people in my life know that I have a successful business. That's what I mean by influence. And that was my driving force, my driving motivation. And that energy that we bring into everything we do is not only is it a really weak energy that gives us like no abundance, it's literally a lack mentality. We're focusing on everything we don't have, everything that's supposedly in the future that we want. And it is literally an energy that blocks us. It literally creates energetic blocks in our body. So not only are we not pursuing what gives us joy, but we are literally blocking all of the natural abundance that wants to flow into us. And so I realized that in that moment when I fully surrendered and just like everything just crumbled and I dropped to my knees and everything clicked all simultaneously. Me crumbling and falling to my knees had happened so many times over that year. And this was just like the last straw moment, which I'd had a lot the whole year. But it was this moment where everything just finally like fell together and clicked. And I realized that I could not build a business. I could not lead my life from the desire to have money. I just couldn't. That never felt good to me. That was never going to feel good. That was never what my soul and my heart were calling for. That I had to build my business. I had to live every fucking moment of my life from my heart, from what brought me joy, excitement, love, passion. And that was the only way to fucking do it. It could not be about the money. If it was about the money, I would get to the top of that mountain with all the rocks on my head, exhausted, and look around and be like, why am I up here? And still feel so empty. Okay, so that year of suffering where the universe was like, nope, we're not giving you money. Nope, we're not giving you money. Nope, we're not giving you success. It was actually just trying to get me to get out of my direction and choose a new direction that was actually way more in alignment with who I am, okay? But it's bringing me so much more joy and fulfillment and love and passion. And it's like, I feel like I'm on top of the mountain now. I'm still building my business or whatever you want to call this. And I feel like I'm already on top of the mountain. I'm already feeling fulfilled and filled with love and joy and excitement, and every single freaking moment of my life is fun. Okay, obviously we all have ups and downs. I have emotions and different things too, but I'm always able to come back to my center and be like living and feel filled with love and joy and excitement. And that only took me a year of suffering in order to really make the choice. After that year of nothing working out and no money coming in, I finally realized that it's not about the fucking money. If I make my life about the money, the universe will literally just block me. It'll just cut me off. But if I make my life about what brings me joy and fulfillment and love, if I live my life through my heart, then the universe gives me everything I fucking need and more, okay? And so what this one ultimate lesson to let money pour in is trust and surrender, okay? Surrender. Trust the universe. Trust that the universe and that God is holding you. Surrender your current beliefs and pathway around going towards it for the money. What an incredible invitation to live your life based on what is your highest excitement, what brings you the most love and joy in your life. Think about that, okay? You no longer have to worry. You no longer have to try to control anything in your life. You don't have to worry about the future and all these things. All you have to do is have faith. All you have to do is have faith in the universe. If you surrender to its ultimate plan, knowing that its plan is divine and meant for you, which I know this can sound kind of woo-woo and heebie-jeebie and might be far-fetched for you, but I'm going to describe this more because I cannot stress this enough, how absolutely life-changing this is, not only financially, but in every shape, everything in the world, okay? Everything is truly perfect. If you look back at that year that I spent just absolutely suffering, that was perfect. That was actually the universe, God, being there for me every step of the way. It wasn't that it had abandoned me and that's why I was suffering. It was that it was trying to get me to wake up and see what was truly calling to me, what was going to actually bring me the most joy, the most fulfillment, the most abundance, okay? It was doing me a favor by keeping me in this loop until I got myself out of it, until I learned the lesson the universe was trying to teach me. It saved me decades of my life of going in the wrong direction and unfulfillment and building a path that was not going to fulfill me or probably bring me any freaking money, okay? And instead, when I decided to live from my purpose and live from my heart and my highest excitement without any expectation of the money, without any desire for money. And again, it's not that money is a bad thing. I still charge money for the things that I do, but I do it very intuitively. I'm like, I want people to be able to afford the things, and not everybody can afford the same things. I have a flat rate, but if somebody really is struggling and can't afford that, like, I will intuitively work with that person and give them what I can, make deals with them what I can. And I'm not saying you have to do that. That's my choice. But what I'm saying is that if we make it about the money, we literally go the wrong direction. And if we follow our highest excitement and make it about just living our life through our heart, then the universe brings every step into our path to perfectly move. And it might not end up exactly how we expected our lives to end up, but I guarantee it'll be better. I guarantee it'll be so much fucking better. I'm cussing so much in this video, but it's because this is like, the biggest lesson I've ever learned in my life, the most life-changing lesson. Like, this is everything. And here's the thing, I can share with you all the things that I learned through traveling the world, all the healing modalities that I've gathered and connecting psychically and things with the universe. I can share all these things with you, but they're not actually going to sit with you and align with you until you have exhausted your searching enough, until you've searched enough in your own direction, okay? So if this isn't something that you feel like you can align with right now, don't force yourself, okay? If you want to keep searching, if you want to try to keep pushing towards different things and it's hard for you to just change your direction and change your beliefs into, if I go towards my highest excitement and the things that I love, then the universe will totally support me and bring me everything I need ever, and probably make my life even more incredible than I could ever dream, then that's okay if that's not something that you can do in this moment. This is just a little piece of information that it will sit in you and it'll be a seed and it can grow. And in a moment when it's your time and you're ready, this could be the memory that you need in that moment, okay? But don't force yourself into something that you're not ready for, okay? Because it is a big concept, and it's something that I have to keep doing every single day. Every single day, I have to realign with my heart. Because here's the thing, money starts to flow in when you first do this, because the universe is going to hold you and support you in anything you need if you're truly following your highest excitement and your heart. And if it's not allowing money to flow in, then it's for a good fucking reason. It's because it's actually giving you exactly what you need in that moment. It's actually giving you a better thing than money. It's sending you in a better direction for your life. Maybe you can't go here because you don't have the money and the universe is making you go there instead. It's doing that for a reason because it's sending you to the right place. Or maybe the money's not coming in, but you learn something and then all of a sudden the money starts flowing in again. That's happened to me plenty of times. This is like a constant thing that we keep working on. And on the other end of the spectrum, when the money does start to flow in, then we have to keep coming back to this excitement, keep coming back to this working through the heart, because then it's all of a sudden like, oh, I have money. I don't have to create. Like, I don't have to follow my heart. I can just go freaking, I don't know, lay around and eat chocolate all day. Like, I've done this. Okay, I'm guilty. Like, but then the money stopped coming because again, I wasn't living from my heart. So we can struggle to live from our heart whether we have a lot of money or no money, okay? And I know that can sound too good to be true, too easy to be true. If I just trust and surrender to the universe and God, and which is just following your heart and excitement. It's the same thing. Following your heart and excitement, and then this trust and the surrender is really just the trust. It's like trusting that it will hold you and catch you. If I just do that, then everything will be great. So some people think that's too easy. That's too heebie-jeebie for me. Here's the freaking thing. That is not easy. It can be. Our beliefs can be anything we want them to be. So we can tell ourselves that that's easy, and I think that that's something that takes some practice, though, to tell ourselves that that's easy, because it is not easy to continuously realign with your highest excitement, live from your heart, and keep trusting the universe. We are taught as a society our entire lives, at least, the last couple generations, to live our whole life based on how much money we can gain, to try to control everything, to plan our whole future, the house, the car, the jobs, the college, the kids, everything is laid out for us, okay? And so to think about having full surrender to your future, like I'm surrendering my future. I'm like, I have no idea what my future is going to bring. All I'm going to do is every day show up and live my life through my highest excitement, which, what a fucking gift. I never have to worry or have anxiety ever again. All I have to do is live my highest excitement in this moment. That's it. One step at a time. Literally all. I get to be in the moment. I get to be in peace. I get to be living my highest excitement and just totally trusting and having this incredible relationship with God and the universe. But that can be a hard thing to do, and it's a daily practice, okay? Because we're taught that we have to control our future. We have to predict everything. We have to figure it all out. We need our retirement plans and all those things. But I swear, the universe has a way better plan for us than we could ever imagine for ourselves, okay? And so if we're trying to control our lives in one direction, we're literally missing all the magic that is just waiting for us. It's just waiting for us to open to it. It's just waiting for us to accept it. Isn't that crazy? By forcing and controlling our lives in the direction that we think we're supposed to, because society told us that's the way we're supposed to go, we create so much worry, so much anxiety, so much stress, so much exhaustion, when literally it's like the other door is open with like fucking unicorns and butterflies and rainbows. I am so serious. Just waiting for us. Just with everything we could ever want and so much more. And absolutely wild, absolutely mind-blowing to me. There is this quote by Eckhart Tolle that always comes to me, and it always helps me with this, and it's, surrender is the simple but profound wisdom of yielding to rather than opposing the flow of life. Okay? Let me say that again. Surrender is the simple but profound wisdom of yielding to rather than opposing the flow of life. Okay? Surrender is profound wisdom. It is a daily practice. All you have to do is surrender to the flow of life instead of trying to go against it because somebody told you that you're supposed to go in a different direction. And obviously, I have done this. This is what I meant by, not only did I, like, that 1 year that I talk about was like just the most intense suffering ever. Not ever, obviously, that's dramatic. There's so much suffering in the world. But I have honestly been suffering with money my whole life, a lot of my life. And so it took all of that suffering, though, for me to wake up to huge valuable lessons. And it's funny, the universe was trying to show me it the whole time. And now, I kid you not, the moment I surrendered and I was like, okay, I will no longer live my life based on the money and trying to control it in this direction. I will now live my life solely from my heart. I will build my business from my heart. I will share on YouTube from my heart. The content I create, the people, the workshops that I hold, the things I teach, everything will be purely from my heart. Not because I want money from it, not because I want to become rich and famous from it, but because it feels fucking good in this moment to do that. Okay? And once I went in that direction, not only did my life become incredible, but all the money just started flowing in. Everything I ever needed. And then I swung in the one direction and I had a bunch of money and I was like, oh, well, now I don't have to do the thing that's my highest excitement because now I have money to chill and do the thing that is my second highest excitement, which is eat chocolate and lay on the beach. Okay? And then the universe has to reteach you the lesson about living every moment through your highest excitement. It's about balance. But my point of my long rant is that you can have everything you've ever wanted, all the money, all the happiness, everything beyond just money flowing into you and just surrounding you and giving you an incredible life if you just trust the universe with your life plan. If you just surrender to the universe, which all that means is doing the thing that makes you the most excited, that makes you feel the best, such good in your heart, the thing that leads you from a place of love, from your heart space. And just take one step at a time doing that. And then continue to trust that the universe will provide you. Even if it doesn't look like that, even if it's so scary, that is the moment that the universe will unfold magic for you. And if anything, you don't have to believe me. Just try it out, test it, see what happens. Crap, like make your own decision in life, of course, but this is just an invitation to test it. One last thing is that there's this wonderful concept that I've started to really contemplate that I call soul currency. And it is every type of energy exchange that feels incredible, okay? Which is money. Money is one of them. We love money. Money, maybe, like, for example, maybe I do a session for somebody. Okay, what are all the things that would feel amazing to receive from that session? Money. Maybe a healing exchange. Maybe they do a healing for me. Maybe we go out and have fun and they take me on to the beach for one day and take me out. Maybe we just have incredible conversation and deep connection. And I'm like, wow, I'm so grateful for your existence and your connection. Maybe they do something for me so I get to rest all day. These are just examples. Maybe they give me so much wisdom because of just who they are, and then I just offer them a session, My point is that soul currency is this idea that money is not the only currency. Anything that makes us feel amazing and fulfilled can be a currency, okay? And so equal exchanges are fantastic, okay? Sometimes giving and donating is a beautiful thing, but also if we just give and donate, then we become drained. We are, there is unlimited energy, but if we're not allowing energy to flow into ourselves by things being in exchange, we are going to energetically drain ourselves, which I'm sure you know what that feels like. That's when we're in the bed, we're just exhausted and sad and feel hopeless, okay? So there's nothing wrong with energy exchanges. And money can be one of those energy exchanges. That's why it's nothing wrong with building a business and making money, okay? But also, there's so many different forms of exchanges. So what other forms of currency make you feel incredibly nourished? And don't close yourself off from those. One of the best things I've ever done is with another therapist friend is we do healing exchanges for each other. And to get a free healing session once a week and also be able to give my friend a free healing session once a week is incredible. It's one of the best things ever. I'm just wow. It's so much more valuable to me than money. And so just opening your horizon, that's just a small little tip of just what else can feel super nourishing to you. And again, that money is not the point of life. There's so many other incredible things to experience in life. And again, like my friend that I spoke about earlier, who's 75, said that money wasn't always the thing that measured our success at the end of our lives. It was for her whether or not you had an interesting life. And so what do you want to be the thing that measures your success at the end of your life? And yeah, you can have a lot of money too. Great. But if you go towards the thing that you want to be what measures your success, and you follow your heart and trust that you're guided by the universe and supported and surrender to its plan, you can have all of it. And doesn't that sound incredible? Okay, thank you guys for watching. Let me know what you think in the comments below. I know this one was a little bit more, like metaphorical in our lessons, and it's not necessarily practical, but I have spent my entire life trying to heal money blocks practically, and that never worked for me. And I invite you to try something different if that's not working for you either, okay? But I'd love to hear what you guys think. Please hit the subscribe and the like button if you're into this. Leave any comments you want, questions, concerns. I send you lots and lots and lots of love. If you want to know more about me, if you want to book a session to do more energy releasing, block releasing, having different guidance, things like that, all those links are in the YouTube channel link section. But also just have a beautiful day, and thanks for watching. I really appreciate it.